السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Inshallah, today we are continuing from where we stopped in the lesson number 78. And if you can remember, we stopped at this particular point. We're looking at Al-Manaratu Tatahaddas part 1. And then we got to this particular point where the Sheikh says that وَانْقَرَضَتْ دَوْلَةُ السَّادَةِ الْمَمَالِيكِ. And so that's where we are going to be continuing. Without wasting much time, let's just continue mubasharatan. So he says that وَانْقَرَضَتْ دَوْلَةُ السَّادَةِ الْمَمَالِيكِ. And then the Dawla, the state of the Mamalik. You know, this Mamalik, they were those ruling. And so he says that their time, what happens is that their rulership went in extinction. In Qarada means for something to go into extinction. I don't know whether you get me. So when something is there, then at a point it is being wiped out. It has expired. We call it in Qarada. Okay, it has went into extinction. It's in Qarada. In Qarada yam Qaridu. So it has went into extinction, meaning this Mamalik, these people who are Mamalik, they weren't there again. They have went away. All of them has passed on. They have been extinct. And so he says that وَالْأَرْضُ لِلَّهِ يُورِثُهَا مَنْ يَشَاءُ. And the land is for Allah. He made to inherit it whomever he wants. And so that's the nature. That's what happens. You know, that's the nature. Allah designed the world such that you cannot rule forever. Look at Firaun. Look at these powerful kings, Namrud, and all these people. Where are they now? They are gone. And that's what happens. Okay, if you are powerful today, tomorrow you will go into extinction. Someone else will take over the power. And so that's what he said. وَالْأَرْضُ لِلَّهِ يُورِثُهَا مَنْ يَشَاءُ. The land is for Allah. He inherits it to whoever he wants. وَجَعَلَ خَلِجْ. So these people, they were those who came after this Mamalik, the Khalij people. And then he says that وَرَأَيْتُ مِنْ غَرَائِبِ الْإِنسَانِ أَمَّنْ كَرِيمًا يَقْتُلُهُ إِبْنُ أَخِيهِ وَحَتَنُهُ. I saw from the amazing things of the human being, رَأَيْتُ مِنْ غَرَائِبِ الْإِنسَانِ, from the strange things of the human being. Garaib is the plural of garib, which means something strange. So he saw from the strange things, behaviors of the human being, that Amman Kariman, a noble uncle. Ammun means a paternal uncle. So a noble paternal uncle, Yaqtuluhu ibn Akhihi, the son of his brother killed him, Wahatanuhu, and even his brother-in-law. He saw that an uncle, brother's son will just kill him. So it was around the strange things that he saw, family members killing themselves. And he says that وَلَكِنَّ عَلَىٰ الدِّينِ بَعْدَمَا قَتَلَ أَمَّهُ جَلَالَ الدِّينِ ضَبَطَ الْأَرْضِ. But after Ala ad-Din, this person is a person, Ala ad-Din, okay, after this Ala ad-Din, بَعْدَمَا قَتَلَ أَمَّهُ, after he killed his paternal uncle, who was Jalal ad-Din. So this is an example that he has given us. Ala ad-Din killed his paternal uncle, who was Jalal ad-Din. And after killing him, Dabat al-Ard, he fixed the land, meaning he corrected this corrupt behavior. He fixed the land. So he gave an example. And after this example, this one who killed his paternal uncle, he fixed the earth, meaning he passed laws or whatever to prohibit that. And then that's what his father saying, that wasan al-qawanin, and then he established laws. Qawanin is the plural of qanun, which means law. Okay, so he established. Sanna means to leave behind a legacy. So even from it we have the sunnah, like the sunnah of the prophet. It means the legacy, what the prophet did, and then he has left that legacy for us to follow. It's called sunnah. Okay, so even you hear sometimes sunnatullah, the sunnah of Allah, meaning the way Allah does his things. Sunnah literally just means the way something is done, the trend in which someone does his things is called his sunnah, is his sunnah. So sunnah was sunnah, and sunnah here, as I said, it means to put down laws, and people will be following it. Man, this is how things should be done, and everybody will be doing it that way. That is sunnah. Okay, to fix a trend for something to be happening in that way, in that manner, we call it sunnah in Arabic. So sanna al-qawanin, he is fixed, and then he established some trends. Wa ayyana al-as'ar, and then he fixed. Ayyana means to distinguish, so meaning that he made prices distinguish. As'ar is the plural of sa'r. One of the names of prices is like saman. We have sa'r, which means the price also. So as'ar is the plural. So everybody was doing whatever he wants. This one can buy this thing and sell it whatever he wants. But this person, he fixed all these prices. You understand? When you have range, don't sell your thing below this or above this. You understand? So he ayyana al-as'ar, he fixed. I mean, he made some establishment for prices. Wabasat al-amn, and then he spread security. Basata means to spread. Amn is security. So he spread security. He made sure that there was security, peace and security all over in the land. Wa fil Hind, and then he penetrated deep into India, in Hind. Meaning he established, he extended the borders of the country. وقضي على الخليجين بالزوال بعد 31 سنة, and then it ended for the Khalijin. Bimana their rulership came to an end after 31 years. Sunnatullahi fil ard, that is the trend of Allah on the land. That's how Allah does his things on the land. وَوَرِثَهُمْ Alu Tughlaq, and then these people, they came and then they inherited them, the Alu Tughlaq, the people of Tughlaq. وَكَانَ مِنْهُمْ مَلِكٌ غَرِيبُ الْأَخْلَاقِ, and among them there was a Malik, there was a king who had strange behaviors. A'ana Muhammad at-Tughlaq, he, bimana, i.e. this is Muhammad at-Tughlaq. A'ana here is from Ana. Okay, Ana means meaning. You know, when you are speaking and you say meaning, you say something and you say meaning, so and so. The man that you are trying to further explain it. Like we have IE, this is. So even in Arabic, you have been hearing yani, someone is speaking and then he say yani, meaning the person is trying to further explain. It simply means this is or meaning. Okay, so ana from ana yani. I hope that is clear. So he's saying yani, bimana, this is Muhammad at-Tughlaq. So this Malikul Gharibul Akhlaq, ana, this is Muhammad Tughlaq. Al-Malikul Akil al-Majnun, the wise, mad king. Allazi arada an yuhawwil al-asimata ila dawlat al-abad. The one who wanted to change the capital. He wanted to change the asima, the capital, to dawlat al-abad. The dawlat al-abad. He wanted to make dawlat al-abad the capital. Walakin Allah rahima wahshati, but Allah had mercy on my loneliness. So it's the minaret which is saying Allah had mercy on my loneliness. Walam yuflihul malik, and then the king, he didn't succeed. Okay, wahsha means the loneliness of something. So even animals that are always in seclusion, we call them wahsh, wild animals like the lion. Okay, he's always alone. No one wants to be with the lion. He will harm you. So such kind of person or such kind of thing is called wahsh. We call wild animals wahsh because of their nature. They are always, alone. Okay, like Allah says, وَإِذَا الْوُحُوشِ هُشِرَتْ, when the wild animals, they are animals that are always alone. By judgment, they will come together. So wahsh, it means lone. Animals that are always alone, like wild animals. And in Arabic, when we say wahshatun, it means loneliness. So Allah had mercy on my loneliness, meaning that this minaret is in the capital. So while the capital, many people are in the capital than other cities, so they get to visit the minaret always. But if he should change the capital to this Abad, this Dawla to Abad, the minaret won't be there again, and so people won't visit it much again. So it will always be lonely. That's what it is saying. Walam yuflihul malik, and so the king didn't succeed in doing that. He says that وَخَلَفَهُ شَابٌ صَالِحٌ مِنْ بَيْتِهِ إِسْمُهُ فَيْرُوس, and then this a righteous young man inherited him. خَلَفَهُ, he took over from him. مِنْ بَيْتِهِ, who was in his house. His name is Fayrus. الَّذِي بَنَى الْمَسَاجِدَ وَالْمَدَارِسَ, the one who built masajid, masjid, and then madaris, and then places for education. وَعَنْشَأَ الشَّوَارِعَ وَالرِّبَاطَاتِ, and then he set up shawari, street, and then ribatot, rows. Okay, street and then rows. وَرَدَّ الْمَظَالِمِ, and then he returned the oppression. So if someone oppress you, he will take it back for you. If someone take your thing forcefully, out of oppression, he will make sure that he return it back for you. So that is what he's saying. وفي هذا العهد, and in this era, كان العبد الصالح الشيخ نظام الدين البدايوني. And in this era, there was a righteous man, a righteous sheikh, a righteous person, Nizam al-Din al-Badayuni, who was called Nizam al-Din al-Badayuni. وَكَانَتْ لَهُ زَاوِيَةٌ آمِرَةٌ, and he used to have zawiya. Zawiya means a circle, okay, a corner of study, a corner where religious knowledge is being shared is called zawiya. Okay, so we even have zawaya. Like if you go to the Prophet Masjid al-Nabawi, you see zawaya, a lot of groups. Okay, this particular sheikh with his students, this sheikh with his student, this sheikh with his student. Each of them, they will be sitting in corners studying. These are called zawaya. Okay, the singular is zawiya. Okay, the singular is zawiya. So a corner of study is called zawiya. So this particular righteous sheikh, he used to have zawiya. He used to have a corner of study, miratun, which was always filled up. Okay, ya ummuha mi'atun min at-talibin. It used to be full by hundreds of students. فَكَانَتْ إِمَارَةً رُوحِيَّةً, and it was a state, a spiritual state. The manner this sitting where knowledge was being sought, it was a spiritual state. في جنب إمارة madiyya, by the side of a state which was bodily or materialistic. So you know the king, the chief was there, or the king was there who was ruling, but he was ruling the people physically. But this particular sheikh, okay, As-Salih, Abdul Salih, this righteous sheikh, he was ruling the people spiritually. You understand? So that's what he's saying. He says that tafukuha fi sultani ala al-qulub. It surpasses the man that this ruling of this particular sheikh, this zawiya of this sheikh, it surpassed what the sheikh was ruling fi sultani ala al-qulub, by authority over the heart. And he says that hakama alu tuglak mi'a wa khamsan wa salasina sana. This alu tuglak, these people of Tughlaq, they ruled for 135 years. Okay, muddatan tuwilatan, a very long period. Of course, 135 years is very long. They ruled for that period. Okay, that's more than a century. Summa tuya bisatuhum, then their mat was folded. Tuya bisat is an expression, an idiomatic expression that is used a lot in Arabic language, which means that something has come to an end. Bisat means something that is being spread out. So you see how you spread a mat is called bisat. Basata means to spread, but bisat is the thing which is being spread. Okay, something that's been spread is called bisat. And tuwiya from tawa, which means to fold something. So tuwiya bisatuhum, meaning that their mat was folded. Literal meaning their kingship or their rulership came to an end. So it's used is an expression that is used when something comes to an end. So tuwiya bisatuhum wal hukmu lillah, and then the ultimate ruling belongs to Allah Azza wa Jal. Wa ala amru ila Luhudiyin, and then the matter went back to the Luhudiyin. So after the end of their kingship or their rulership, it came back to the people of Luhudiyin, and they were those who also took over. Ala means for something to return. The man raja'a. I hope that is clear. Al-amr here means the rulership. Wakana awsatuhum Sakandar al-Luhudi, and among them there was this particular person who was called Sakandar al-Luhudi. Wakana adilan fadilan, he was a righteous, virtuous person. Okay, yuhibbul ilma wal ulama, he loved knowledge and even the people of knowledge. Wafi hadha al-ahd izdaharat madinatu Jumbur, and in this period izdahara means for something to flourish. You know zahratun from zahratun. Zahratun means a flower. Zahra, it means a flower. So izdahara, from it we have this verb izdahara, for something to flourish. You see how a flower flourish is called izdahara. That verb is called izdahara. So izdahara Madina to Jumbur, this Medina city which was called Jumbur, it flourished. How? He's coming to explain. وَبَلَغَتْ أَوْجَهَا, and then it reached its apex. Awjun means the apex of something. So it reached its apex في عهد Ibrahim Shah Al-Sharqi, during the period of Ibrahim Shah Al-Sharqi, in which between this period 804, 804 إلى 844 to the period of 844. So literally around 440 years. وَكُنْتُ أَسْمَعُ حَدِيثَ مَلِكِهَا, and I used to listen to the speech, the saying of the Malik. وَأَخْبَارَ أُلَمَائِهَا, and even the news of his ulama, of his scholars. كَمَلِكِ الْأُلَمَاءِ الْقَادِي, like the Malikul Ulama, it means the king, the supreme of all the ulama, the supreme scholar, okay, who was Qadi al-Shihabuddin al-Dawlat al-Abad. This person, in this particular second sheikh, who was Abi al-Fath ibn Abdul Muqtadir al-Dahlawi. Okay, these two sheikhs, he has given an example, he has used them as an example, and then he says that وَقَصَصُ جَوَامِعِهَا وَمَدَارِسِهَا, and then the qasas is the plural of qissa, which means stories. Okay, then the stories of is jawami' is masajid. Jami' means the masjid. Okay, is jawami' is masajid, and then is madaris is place of study. And then he says that was daharat kazalika madinatu Ahmad al-Abad, and then similarly the Medina, the city of Ahmad al-Abad, it also flourished. وفاقت الهند, and it even surpassed Hind بملوكها الراشدين, by its righteous kings, وعلمائها المحدثين, and by its scholars of hadith. Scholars of hadith are called the muhaddithin. وبصنائعها, and by its صنائع is the plural of صانع, which means industry. So by its industry, meaning it had a lot of industries, a lot of scholars of ahadith, and even a lot of righteous kings. That's what he said. وَكَسْرَةِ جِنَانِهَا, and by its plenty gardens. Jinan is the plural of Jannah. Okay. Then he says that وَحَدَائِقَهَا, and even its hada'iq. Hada'iq is the plural of hadiqa. Jannah and hadiqa is actually similar. It's the above gardens. But Jannah is used for garden that is very flourished, meaning it has a lot of greenery. It's called Jannah. But Hadiqa is not such. It may not really be dense like that. Okay, it may even be widened like one you see some 1 or 2 flowers there in the garden. It could be Hadiqa, but Jannah, it means very, very, luxurious, flourished garden. It's called Jannah. And then he says that وَحُسْنِ نِظَامِهَا, and by its, organization, it was very organized. They had a very nice system. That's what he's saying. وَكُنْتُ أَسْمَعُ أَخْبَارَ مَحْمُودُ الشَّاهِ وَابْنِهِ مُظَفَّرْ الشَّاهِ الْحَلِيمِ, and I used to listen to the akhbar, the news of Mahmud al-Shah, this particular king, Mahmud al-Shah, وَابْنِهِ, and even his son, who was Muzaffar al-Shah al-Halim. Muzaffar al-Shah al-Halim, and that was between the period of Samanumi'a Isnai wa Sittin, between the period of 862 to the period of Tis'umi'a Isnai wa Salasin, 932. فَكَأَنِّي أَسْمَعُ أَخْبَارَ رِجَالِ خَيْرِ الْقُرُونِ, as if I was hearing the news of the people of the righteous, or of the best Qurun, the best century. Qurun is the plural of Qarn, which means a century. Oh, that is clear. Okay. And with this, we come to the end of the first part, lesson number, the part 1 of the Manaratu Tatahaddas. Inshallah, in the next lesson, we shall be looking at the lesson number 2, or the part 2 of the Manaratu Tatahaddas, inshallah. So you can try to read through it before we start it next time. Jazakumullahu khairan. We are almost getting to the end of the book, and whatever the vocabularies that we are coming across, the expressions and all that, try to be putting them down and revising them, inshallah. It will stick in our heads, and then even how it applies to the Quran. Okay, we have seen most of these words that we are coming across, it comes in the Quran, and that's what we have been trying our best to correlate it with the Quran. May Allah bless us with the knowledge of the Quran. Jazakumullahu khairan wa barakallahu li wa lakum fi Qur'an al-Hakim wa nafani wa iyyakum bi ayati wa zikr al-Hakim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.